Good evening, everybody. Sorry, we were doing actors warm-ups before
Doing
we
warm-ups.
decided to come on. So please, everybody, lemon, lion. Oh God, we're such wankers. Right, welcome everyone, and welcome to this wonderful wet Monday evening for the very fifth episode of Waterdeep Mallrats Blackstar Lane, which is of course the second season of Waterdeep Mallrats. So I'm glad that you could join us. We've been having some fun. I know that I've been not drinking
Me neither.
for the day. But I wanted to kind of make sure that we're all happy today, all ready to play some games. And of course, we've got some complex story stuff to kind of be working through today, which is going to be fun. But first, as always, we want to see how everybody else is doing. So I think Gabby, you're looking like you're either in, you know, when you put Radox in a bath, and it's like, okay, it's in that kind of like blue color.
Yeah.
But it looks fabulous. And how are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm good, thanks. I actually had a bath the other day, and I had this. God, it's making me sound like such a basic bitch. But I had unicorn bubble bath. Now I know what you're thinking. You can't get unicorn bubble bath. Well, I'll tell you what. Some pharmacy and beauty shops do it. So, and it was this colour.
10 points for
And it
Doodoo.
came out all twinkly. It was a highlight of my week, to be honest.
It came out twinkly. Like, did it have glitter?
Yeah, it had like glitter in it, so it came out all twinkly. Or maybe it's my natural. That's just how I naturally am, twinkly.
You're a vampire, like.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Oh, shine like
I like
diamonds.
Twilight.
Twilight ruined vampires, I think, for everyone.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there, Rob. Definitely for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, what was the other thing that ruined? Have they managed to ruin zombies yet?
No, werewolves.
Werewolves.
Yeah.
Werewolves have definitely been ruined.
Mm.
Because it's like you forget, it's like that must really hurt to turn into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Really
it
hurt.
feels incredibly pleasurable.
Oh yeah.
Depends what you're into. We're not here to shame peeps.
That's right.
No, it's true. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Twilight fans, you crack on.
Oh, we can shame Twilight peeps, but it's just like people. Some people are into pain, is what I mean. You know.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, we're going down that route then. Yeah, cool.
Let's crack on.
Wow, cool.
Complex story. Come on, let's do it.
Oh dear. Well, Dan, how are you doing, mate? You've got a wonderful cardigan on. I've got a cardigan just like that.
I know it was. This cardigan was picked out by a very wise man, who happened to be, he happened to be standing exactly next to it as I stated exactly what I was looking for in a cardigan. And due to the mindset that we were both in, it was a definite purchase straight away. So thanks for that, Joe.
What were you
Yours,
looking for in a cardigan?
I was looking for like this kind of
Long walks, enjoyment of sports.
yeah, good sense of humour.
We're never normally this middle class when we start the stream off, but we've discussed unicorn bubble baths and
I
what
don't know
kind
if
of
that's middle
cardigans we
class.
enjoy.
I don't know if unicorn bubble bath's middle class.
I
Got it
don't
on
know.
sale for like £1.9p. And even that was a fucking stretch for me.
I love that you know it was £1.9p, not £1.10, £1.9.
Because it's a bargain then. 90p off.
That is true.
Got a 9 in it. It's a bargain.
But yeah, how you doing today, mate? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I did a bit of acting this week.
Fuck off! You didn't, did you?
I did. Yeah, we on like a set and everything.
What kind of acting? Was it like acting, or was it like hey, oh, kind of acting? Like, what are we talking?
You know what? I tried both of those.
Yeah.
And I failed, so I should have just stuck to one.
Right.
I should just stay in my lane and yeah, you know, just realize that I am not a nuanced actor. I can just do one or the other. But we were doing a little short for my housemates set up a production company like during the pandemic, and just as all the lockdown restrictions were easing. He was getting loads of work doing little corporate things for local businesses in the area, and then it all disappeared when we went into lockdown 2. So him and this really talented DOP was like, well, let's just make a thing. Let's just do a thing. So it was like great to be on a set, great to practice the COVID safety for when the industry eventually comes back. It looked really beautiful on just on camera. So after sort of the editing and the grading, it's gonna be pretty incredible. And I worked with Bethan for the first time, Bethan from Boomtown, for the first time in it's really interesting because like so many, I mean, I know so many incredibly talented actors that I am used to just darting around in a field and being a bit ridiculous with. And then just being like, oh God, yeah, like people can do like the serious and the real stuff as well, and like the professional, like on a set or in a theater, like all of this, like that, like it's lovely to be surrounded by like such talented people, and sometimes, yeah, you almost take it a bit for granted, which I love.
Never take you for granted, Dan.
No. Never. But this is also, I mean, you've been on lots of film sets, haven't you?
Yes. Which part of the
Oh, here we go.
Which part of the Human Centipede were you?
Look, it's his agents here.
I was number 7.
Number 7.
Yes.
That's heavily digested food.
Out of how many? Out of 7?
It was the millipede. It was Human Centipede 2, in case anyone was watching.
Yeah. 10. Out of 10. Do you know what? At one point, I was in like the top 1,000 of IMDb because of that film. when it first got premiered, like I got really heavily searched in IMDb.
Who's number 7?
just got like who on earth has done this film? How would like what did they do? What is the punishment?
No, it's not punishment, man. It's work, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Cool.
And it's really funny because it disappeared from me for a little while, and then Rob managed to bring it all back. And he brought it up in one of the quiz shows that he did pre-COVID, and the 2 people that weren't even there contacted me within 30 seconds of each other to go, "Were you in the Human Centipede part too?" It spread like wildfire.
Lucky number 7.
There you go. I felt very lucky.
Is it just Human Centipede Part 2, or has it got like Centipede Harder or something like that on it?
Centipede Harder.
Centipede Harder. Yeah, set in an airport. It's
during Christmas.
So it's a reaction film. Basically, the
That's
director,
really meta, doesn't it?
Yeah, because like so someone on Tumblr or Reddit somewhere said, "Oh, the first one's not even a real horror film because you don't see any blood, guts, or gore. This one's like My Little Pony." So the director went, "All right," and made it about like a copycat in this country who didn't have any medical knowledge but was obsessed with the film, and so yeah. Who invited the actress from the original film, so she came in playing herself and captured her and made her the head of the centipede, and we were all bound with duct tape and staples instead of like surgical stitching and stuff. So it was just basically a hot mess.
It sounds sick. I won't watch it because I get a bit grossed out, but it sounds so good. I'll watch for you.
I mean, I wouldn't. It gets to that point where you're like, this is a bit much now. Like, we're going for the gross out. Now we're doing another one, and we're doing another bit and another bit and another bit. On that, I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I just kept laughing I had to stifle laughter the whole time at like really like intense and horrendous scenes, but I'm literally just lying there. Just
don't
like,
do this when you say that, because that kind of it's too much.
It really is very visceral imagery you're creating.
I just
couldn't laugh. I was just
talking shit
onto someone's fake bum.
Yep. So if you are on the chat today, please do tell us if you've watched it. That'd be great. As well as always, please say hello. We have a wonderful, great community here on Waterdeep Mallrats, and we do chat a lot.
Alex,
so cool.
seen it. Alex, your second ever episode, and you've come in with Team Centipede. I love that. I love that.
Oh my word! Oh. Well, hello, Alex. It's good to see you, man. But yeah, I think Bevins is watching, so if you do, say hi, Bevs. But yeah, if you do want to fancy a chat, they do have lots of conversations going on. We all like to chat, so please say hello. Oh, who we got today?
So we've got Darren, we've got Ferg, we've got Bevins, we've got Alex, we've got Mr. Jefford. Mayor Jefford is here and has been correctly so by
Hello,
Darren.
Mr. Jeffords.
Yeah,
It's all your fault, Mr. Jefford.
That's everyone so far. But if I've missed someone say hi and we'll shout you out.
Yeah, I must admit, actually, Mr. Jeffords, I need to get in contact with you. I've got a present for you.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'll send you a message in the week and send off your present for you. Oh my word! How you doing, Rob? How you doing, mate?
Very well. Yeah, good. I'm good. I was thinking about vocal warm-ups from when we started this stream, and one that's always stuck in my mind, which was told to me by a good friend of all of ours, Neil Connolly, and it's one I like to use a lot, which goes, "I am an Irishman. I lack vocal dexterity." That's it.
I think you're pretty dexterous, mate.
I over-enunciated on that one. Thank you. But yeah, I'm pretty good. Not much news. Stopped playing Oblivion. Started playing Fallout New Vegas. Having a great time. I've found out that I don't like to gamble in real life, but fuck it, when there's an option to play blackjack in a game, I am there, and I lose so much in-game money, which caused Gabby to get very worried about me actually ever gambling in real life. But here we are. When it's a post-apocalyptic world, I think blackjack is on the table.
What do you do when you lose, though, Rob?
I reload the game. Is what I do.
Rage quit.
Sorry.
So do you reload it to bring it back to the last place you saved?
Oh, save before you start gambling. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's so cheap.
I'm not playing for you, Joe. I'm playing for me, and I want to win lots of money.
So good. You know, I haven't played anything this week.
No?
No, not at all. I think, have I played any board games this week? I don't think I've played any board games either. That's a shame, isn't it? Well, I've got
to make up for it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I think I have to. I just did get a new game. So I got Shadows over Camelot, which I still need to play. Which is like a co-op betrayer game. Funny enough about Camelot.
Very nice.
But I do need to play it. But really, I need new shelves because I've got too many board games.
Sorry to interrupt you, Joe, but I think you're running a little bit quieter than the rest of us. So say the chat. Yeah.
How is that?
To hear your dulcet tones.
Is that better, Mr. Everybody in the chat? Please do say if you can hear me.
It was
Baby love.
Yeah. I was going to ask you to sing us a little song.
Oh man, I'm already there. It's like we're connected.
Okay.
I just hope it's better. You think it's all right?
Sings it, yeah. Yes.
Right.
Mama Thorpe
Perfect.
says yes. Hi, Mama Thorpe.
Hey, Mama Thorpe. I love it. I had a lovely conversation with my mum yesterday, and she was like, "Yeah, I really like watching you on Mondays." It's like, no, well.
Love that.
My mum called me and said she was like, I've got like a stepsister from her second marriage, and she was like, Nicola's husband watches you on the internet thing that you do. He doesn't really know what it is, so maybe you could give him a call to explain what's happening. I was like, okay, ma'am, yeah. I mean, he's either going to get it or he isn't. She was like, yeah, if you could just explain to him, that would be great, Robert. Thank you. Yeah.
What's your mum's name?
Sheila. She's not watching. But Tom, if you're watching, go back to the start and figure this out.
Tom, this is what we call nerddom. Pure,
Well.
unadulterated nerddom.
Yeah.
So that should be a good fun. Right. Well, I'm glad that you've had a good week, mate. For sure, Z's. But goodbye, Oblivion.
It's gone. I just got bored of it. I'd rather play a game that feels similar to the current world we live in, which is a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Do you still do bottle caps in Fallout?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All about that bottle cap life.
So yeah. So I'm thinking about doing a new stream. I'm thinking.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm looking any D&D players out there. I'm really interested in your approach to characters. Of course, we've got some wonderful actors here, and you guys have a particular way into your particular characters. But some people play completely differently to that. Some people play more mechanically, or they might look towards something as a way of being able to do the most amount of damage possible, or more roleplay heavy. So what I'm looking for is some people to have a chat with, just a little chat about kind of what their approach to characters is, how they've enjoyed playing certain characters, like your favourite moments of the game, that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping to kind of get started in a couple of weeks' time. So if you are interested in having a little chat, I'm going to call it the Saboteurs. And it'll just be a nice little chat. But I think I would like to chat to each of you guys as well about it as well, because I think you've all got unique perspectives on things.
Very chaotic. Very chaotic is my.
I'd like to just talk to you about cash for an hour, to be honest. Just unpick that thing.
Yep.
Try and put the worms back in the jar again. In case you guys don't know, Rob plays a Tabaxi rogue vampire now.
Vampire now, aren't I? Yeah.
Vampire now, yep. He used to have a pact with
Mammon.
With Mammon. Now, or used to then now worships Saloon. And then accidentally got turned into a vampire.
It wasn't accidentally though, was it? It wasn't an accident, was it? It was completely orchestrated by our leader, Daniel. Isn't that right?
I didn't orchestrate you eating that food.
No, I did.
Yeah, it was your fault.
This is for another time.
One day we'll get along on a D&D, Rob. One day.
One day. It literally has become a normal thing of like, Rob makes characters that nobody else likes.
I can tell you that conversation now. I do all the setup. I go, I'm going to want it to be like this. And then I open my mouth and a different voice comes out and it completely determines how I'm going to play the whole thing.
Actually, we've had one that we've had a wonderful relationship with, which is your monk, your orc monk.
Yep. Jura.
Yep. Please do a voice again. It's such a wonderful voice.
Hello there. So this is what I think is the problem. I suggest that we go down there and just kill them all. What do you think about that?
My hero.
So good. I loved Jura. She was fucking amazing.
So funny.
Yeah, that was great. And actually, the only male character we absolutely abused.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Yeah,
it was so really super like enormous, muscular, strong Tempest cleric, and just like acting really strong and hard in front of their mates, and then when the two matriarchs of the family came a calling, he was just like a moody teenager. Oh, okay, I'll pack the tent down, nanny room, fine, whatever. It was very fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Anyway, maybe we should probably get on and
let's do this thing. Yeah,
this thing really, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
So last time, God, I'm trying to remember now. Oh yes, last time, Baggy found got the spyglass and found she had magic powers. Which was always interesting. So she found that she could mend things, and she could tell or identify the story of objects as well. Was another thing. She could also make other people believe that they'd done magic, Tunk. um, which was a wonderful way of playing it, mate, and I really appreciate that. Of course, as well, Pups found a new person,
Mm-hmm.
a monk, goblin monk. Taught you the importance of cleaning stones.
Yeah, very, very, very important lesson to learn, and
Mm.
about not having tired feet.
Of course, yes. But I think that was quite an important lesson to kind of play with.
Mm.
We saw Alphon come in and act quite horribly, to honest Price. I thought, anyway. He almost threatened her.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's definitely intimidating.
Yeah, it was not nice. And then, of course, Oshi. Yeah, running around town. So let's talk about what did you get up to, Oshi, last week?
She met somebody who was opening up in Number.
In the market.
Yeah, she met the coffee dude.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, the Waterdeep
Posh-
hipsters.
Posh Glenn.
Yep.
Yeah.
All I want is a proper cup of coffee. And she got a loyalty card, but he didn't stamp it, so she was a bit fuming. She wanted a full one, but then she followed the smell of bacon and she met Jeremiah, but Jeremiah Bloodstone. He's really excited.
Of course, we have our very own Tunk Bloodstone.
Wait, what? Those two are connected?
They might be.
Oh shit!
And what else did you get up to? Did you do your stuff for Barbarous as well, didn't you?
The bakery.
Baragon.
Yeah, well, he we've learned that he might be a bit of an informant. They're definitely friends. It's probably the only friend that she trusts outside of the team. But he's informed her of a party at the Cassalanters in 3 days that she might rock up to.
We shall see. So there's kind of like lots of things happening at the moment. And I think as well, I think with Alphon, there was definitely, after Alphon left, there was definitely a sense that the group is starting to dislike both camps in this. Both parties, both gangs. It definitely feels as if there's something, maybe a third option popping up. And of course, we know that we've got Tunk's fight coming up as well.
Poor Tunk.
Yeah.
What's he
Tunk knows
gonna
what he's going to do.
Got really ganged up on.
Yeah. But you know what you do. You know what you're going to do.
I know what I'm going to do.
Yes. I'm really excited to find out what it is because he hasn't told me either.
Ooh.
Oh, she wants to place a bet, but she's not going to because she doesn't know if she'll win any money or not.
All right, so let's do a little start then, shall we? Okay. So, the Dead of Night. It's a type of night where those last scraps from the butchers have now finally run out for the street dogs. It's usually the noisiest of nights. As scraps and fights happen over a scrap of bone. But you guys have fallen to sleep this night. You all begin to kind of dream and think of new things. Spaggy lies in her bed, and her hands are constantly snapping a matchstick and making it come back together again. Snapping a matchstick, making it come back together again. Each of you are beginning to kind of dream thoughts. So we kind of flow around like the dream trumpet from the BFG as it swirls into the ear of Tunk as we see his dream. What do we see?
Well, it starts with an audible sound of a hammer on an anvil. and the familiar smell of charcoal and brimstone and the forge. And Tunk his vision is that of a much smaller, maybe younger for himself, running around this workshop or this blacksmith's, and the roar of the fire and the spray of the embers as this hulking dwarf stands over an anvil, smashing at this red hot sword to work it into place. And as Tunk approaches, he tries to speak, but no voice escapes. And his father turns around and looks at him with shadows kind of concealing his eyes. And all we can see is his mouth moving through a thick beard of red. And he just says, "Do not disappoint." As he slams the hammer down onto the red iron, and smoke starts to work its way through the room, stopping Tunk's vision of where he is. And the sound of that anvil slowly turns into the sound of a bell as Tunk finds himself in the ring with a masked boxer in front of him. And the announcer just says loudly, "Do not disappoint." And the dream kind of fades.
As we see the steam coming off his body, and it kind of comes up over the head and kind of flows into the sky, out of his ear as it falls around, twists and turns, and falls into the ear of Oshi.
Oshi almost, she knows where she is, but it doesn't look how she remembers it to look, but she has the sense of what it is. And she's in the loft of the Cassalanters, and she's running, but she almost, her feet, she can't feel the ground under her feet. It's almost like she's a couple of inches off the ground, and it's like the air is really heavy, and she's running but not getting anywhere. And she sees the slightly open door, and her heart is going so quickly, and she hears the counting down of people coming to look for her, and she can't move, and the door is creaking open. And then suddenly it changes, and she's in the Lord Mayor's private quarters, and she sees her mum and dad, and they're looking at her as if they don't recognise who she is. And again, she's trying to run, she's trying to get to them, and the air is so thick, it's holding her back, and she's floating, and she just feels this sense of loss of control and a sense of not being able to get to where she wants to be. And her heart is racing, and she feels the air pushing in around her as she's lifted higher and higher off the ground. And then she just looks down into the Lord Mayor's office, and her parents are sat there, and they didn't even know she was ever there.
As we kind of sweep into a dark corner, and it goes through to an ashtray, which is a cigar, and the smoke funnels upwards, out of her ear and across the room. You spin into Pups to see it.
And Pups is running down a stone corridor, fighting off kobolds and orc. There comes a moment when he gets over encumbered, and you think he's just about to get taken out, and an arrow goes through the head of the orc, and it's missed target. And they both continue down this corridor, fighting off more orc and Duragar and lizard folk. And then you can see a familiar chamber in the center. And Pups has got his head down, running as hard as he can, and then all of a sudden just hits this invisible wall. You can't hear anything either side of the wall, and Pups is banging as hard as he can on this wall. And slowly but surely, he can see all of the teachers of Cassalanter just slowly but surely converge on the central plinth, where there's a figure. And Pups is hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering. And then just before Pups wakes up, the figure looks up, makes eye contact with him, and it's Puggle.
You see the flames of the torches go up, and it swirls, go through as we look down, and we see that burning pentagram on the ground. All of the smoke goes into the sky, comes out of your ear and falls across the room as it focuses on this hand. Snap, fix, snap, fix, snap, fix. And you all kind of wake up. And as you wake up, you just see this kind of like, almost like glittery sort of dust fall around the bed of Baggy. As you all kind of stare upon it, you see that these letters begin to appear. And they look like they've been cut out of like magazines, but they're made of glitter. But they're made of glitter. And they say, your friend is hereby being called to the Protectorate of Magicians of Waterdeep. Do not fear. You do not need to call the City Watch. We shall return them to you. If you do talk to the City Watch, we shall turn you into a frog. And it sort of like just sort of sits in the air. And I think, Pups, I think you're, I don't know anything about the beds. Yeah, I think you're the one that's across from Baggy's bed. So you kind of see it first when you open your eyes.
Yeah. Sort of open my eyes and having this quite fantastical dream, almost a bit paralyzed with it, and like hands instinctively go down, and then starts to read it. And it's the slow sort of calm then turns to annoyance at being woken up, and it looks down and realizes that instinctively he's gone for his dagger, but it's not there anymore. It's been folded in half. Is everyone else here?
Do not need to call the City Watch. Guys, where's Baggy gone?
She's been taken away by the magicians of Waterdeep.
Oh.
That's
Why?
what it says anyway. Because she's a magic.
Do you think they're going to take me as well?
I don't think you should wait up for the call.
I can kind of feel it now, guys. It's really spooking me out, guys. And Tunk just holds onto his bed really tight. They're coming for me as well, guys.
Maybe they're going to turn you into a frog.
No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Tunk doesn't want to be a frog.
What time is it, Pups?
What time? I don't know. Would Pups know what time it is?
Yeah, it's about 4 a.m.
Pups sort of looks outside the window and sort of starts to see the crest of the sun and just says, "It's too early." Again. It's not time to wake up yet. Tunk, do you think... I think you might be safe for, just for one more night. Do you reckon we should get some sleep?
Yeah, maybe I'm too magic for them. Maybe I'm too strong. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they can only take one great magic user at once. You know?
From every house. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not ready to train me yet because I'm too strong. Thank you. Cool.
And I think at this point, Oshi, you remember that Tung probably does need to have some rest, or he needs to get up right now and start running, one or the other.
Do you want some coffee, Tunk?
I don't know.
What time have you got to get up to train?
Train. I don't know. Usually there's just a knock on the door when I need to be places.
Knock, knock, knock.
Ah, crap.
Maybe you are magic.
I told you guys.
I need to speak to you later, Tunk. After the fight.
Oh, okay. Well,
I have a proposition for you.
What?
An idea that might make you some copper pieces.
Okay. Okay, well, don't you guys go disappearing, okay?
Okay.
Well, they don't want us, Tunk. It's just you, right? We're not magic.
No way.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, if Tunk disappears, you come find Tunk, okay?
We will. We got you, champ.
Thank you, doggy. And Tunk kind of like throws a cardigan on and runs downstairs and opens the door.
And you see a face that you long to see every morning. As you see that big gold ring between her nose. And she's got like a sweatband on. She's like, right, you ready?
For breakfast?
We're 10 miles at least. Come on, let's go. And she just starts running.
Okay.
She's getting you to kind of run. And she's like, right, okay, and drop. 50.
Drop.
Go.
Okay,
1,
okay.
2, 3, 4. And she's like counting you through. Get up. Let's go.
Okay.
And you sort of start running. And as you're running, you kind of like see all these kind of like kids have started to kind of run around. And they sort of like start surrounding you as you're running. But you do run towards the Great Colossus that's the end of the street, and you kind of run up the steps for a bit, and I just think we have to see that image of you kind of doing this thing. Sweat just pouring down your face, and she's like, right, great, you feeling good? No? She slaps you around the face. You feeling good?
Worse now.
Right, okay, right. We've got at least 45 minutes left.
Okay, I got
Alright, so
45 minutes.
We're gonna run to the market, right? Let's go to the market.
Okay.
Let's see if we find some good hunks of
Bacon.
meat there. Maybe something that we can punch around for a little while, all right?
Yeah.
If not, we'll go to the
okay.
loos. All right? And you can punch around some meat at the loos, all right? So let's go. Come on.
Okay.
And you sort of run down the street, and you can hear every time you're running past somebody goes, "Good luck, Tunk." Like,
Oh, thank you.
Get knock him dead, Tunk.
Yeah. Okay.
As you're kind of running around, and you run around the corner into the market itself, and you see there's loads of different shops as you kind of run through. And I think you run past the fabric kind of store, and you grab a stick and you rub it on your head. And you go to drop it, and essentially she grabs it and puts it over your head, so it becomes like a hoodie to try and keep you warm. And you see that there is like a big hunk of pork hanging up, and she's like, right, go, punch it. I think you've frozen in the most beautiful face possible. There we are. Okay, so you start punching the meat.
Okay. Do we have to ask the butcher first, or can I just punch?
And you look across, and there's this massive dwarf who's watching you. He's got this big red, like handlebar mustache. He's watching you. He's like, "Go on then."
Okay. I'm gonna do an athletics or I don't have a.
Yeah, let's do an
Have I?
athletics.
Yeah. First roll of.
22.
Oh yeah.
So what do we roll there? 22. Wonderful. As you kind of smack into the side of it, and you can feel that fat like jiggle through as it swings over, and you go in for your second punch. and you hit it nice and low again, and you feel that strain in your shoulder as you feel that kind of the cold meat sort of pulverized, and you begin to feel real confident about what's going to happen here. So you try your signature move. What's your signature move?
Tunk has been practicing Elfon's move.
Right.
The like the elbow breaker. But he's put a Tunk spin on it. So he wants to ideally like bring the arm down and then elbow on top of the head.
Oh, so you kind of like practice this trophy foot that's sticking out the bottom, like, yeah, and he starts smack down, and you just hear that. Whoa, that's a interesting move.
Thank you. It's called the Tunk Thump.
Suppose you're that thumping tunk, are you?
Yeah. Hello, my name's Tunk. What's your name?
Jeremiah Bloodstone. And he puts out his big hairy hand.
As in like Bloodstone?
Yep. And he's like genuinely confused by the question.
Like as in like Jordek Gruffalo Bloodstone?
Yeah, it's auntie uncle.
I'm their son.
There's a moment where he stops. Tunk. Is that you?
Jezza.
And he sort of runs forward and tries to hug you, but your two bellies sort of bounce against each other, and he kind of bounces back a little bit. You're still making those You're still making those tiny little muddles.
Yeah. You're still making those bacon sandwiches?
He looks down. There's this big like pile of frying bacon that's on the side. Yeah, of course. So you're a boxer.
Yeah. I'm a fighter now. What are you doing here?
I know, just travelling about. But your mother and your father would be proud.
Oh, well, thank you. It'd be nice to hear that from them, but I appreciate it.
It's difficult to do that from the grave. I'm really sorry about that, by the way. And then you notices the silence. He's like, "Oh bugger."
What? What do you mean?
Not long after you left, the forge exploded. I thought you knew.
No. What of Duddad and Grogek and Lotagar and Tank? Are they?
You know what they're like. They love that forge. They're working. Say it's a terrible accident. It's very rare for stones to explode. What they did.
So there's no one left?
None of your family, no. And he kind of puts his hand into his pocket and pulls out a big hammer. Puts it on the side. You still got an hammer?
No.
He just hands this big hammer to you. It's yours.
Thank you. I think Tunk has to go now.
Look, we'll promise me after the fight we'll have a beer.
Yeah.
Sing songs. Just like the old way. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Jeremiah.
His hand comes in, he grabs hold of you, grabs hold of your arm. The old one watches over.
Yeah. I hope so.
Moradin sees all. Looks after all.
Well, I don't know how exactly true that is right now, but thank you.
You win that bloody fight, alright? For your mother, your father.
Okay. Goodbye.
See you later, Tunk. And as you kind of turn and leave, just when you get about 10 paces away, I think the world begins to kind of silence slightly. The last thing you hear is him throwing stuff around.
And I think Vimy has even tried to come over to try and talk to me, but it's like you're hearing it from a different room where it's all that kind of sound.
And you kind of like push through different people and push through the crowd. And there's a real feeling that now is where is now and what is now. Like, where is home now? Like, you've always kind of considered where you are to be home, but that's because you had somewhere to tether you in a sort of strange way.
Tongue's gonna walk back to the house. He's gotta like kind of open the door pretty forcefully. And are Oshi and Pups still there?
You guys still there?
Yeah.
Tunk just looks in. He doesn't come inside, but he just walks in and goes, I'm going to go speak to the Blades right now. You can come with me or I go by myself. And he turns and he just walks straight towards the Blades.
Oshi looks at Pups.
Pup starts walking.
Oshi gets a big shawl with a hood up, and it's got her blade in.
Do you guys follow him out?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. As you kind of follow him down, you sort of see that he's already stomping forward. And unlike Tonk, you hear people sort of calling to him like, "Good luck, Tonk," and knock him out on the second for me. I've got a big bet. And this time, Tonk's not waving anymore like he usually would. Are you stomping down the middle of the road?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're literally just piling through the middle of the road, and there's like people that are coming towards you with carts and stuff, and you're forcing them to move out of the way.
Yeah.
I think you go past number 12, and you can see all of the watchers sort of stood there, and they kind of watch you go by as they sort of have their smokes and cigarettes. As you just kind of push through the crowd. Is there anybody that you'd like to particularly see on this route down to number 21?
No, I think it's tunnel vision. He knows what he needs to do. He's heading for the Blades.
Yeah, across the road from number 20, a place that you have recently shown yourself to be heroic, brave. And the smell sort of fills your nostrils of that burning oak. And as you march right up to the door, big black door, number 21, the gates, the fences that go round it. And there's 3 guys on the side, all with their blades out. And one of them goes to put his hand up to try and stop you.
Tunk walks straight through him.
It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And they all start pulling their blades out.
Tunk grabs that particular guy by the throat and throws him against the wall and pulls his hammer.
Okay, can you do... could you do an athletics for me on that? And then we're going to do some initiative.
17.
Great, so you literally pick this guy up and you chuck him over the side. Okay,
Oh,
I'm just going to... Oh, carry on.
As she's seen Tunk do that, well, as she's seen them like all reach for their blade, she's got her like put her hand inside and just holding her dagger, poised.
Instead of throwing that guy over the fence, he just wants him against the wall, pinned up and maybe like by the throat, much higher, because he wants to speak to him.
Okay, so he's up like.
I'm going inside to speak to Ma, and you're not going to stop me.
Right, let's do an intimidation on that. I guess that you're intimidating, not persuading him, you're fucking intimidating him.
Come on, Tom.
15.
Whoa!
I'm going to do a quick roll on that. Just to see what this guy's like. Put me down. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Are you going to stop me? Tap
And then
once
you
for yes,
feel-
tap twice for no.
And he sort of like puts his hands up. As he gets to here, you just feel this blade sort of touch the back of your, in sort of the middle of your back. Put him down. Put him down. Now.
Tunk will drop the guy.
And he turns to you, Washi, and he's like, keep your hands out your fucking pockets. Now. You want to see Ma?
Yeah.
You leave that fucking hammer here. And you, put that blade there. Drop it down. Drop it.
She was going to try and put it up her sleeve, and she was like, yeah.
Do you want to do a sleight of hand?
Oh, God, she fucking drops it on the floor.
Yeah. He sees you try to put it in his hat. Put it down. You. Fucking thief. Got any weapons on you?
Would you like to check?
Don't want to touch her. Disgust me. And then they kind of like, right, takes his blade and he kind of like pushes you almost towards the door, Tunk.
Tunk starts to walk like as if he knows where he's going. He's not being guided. And he walks towards the door and opens the door.
Yeah, I think you do that big double push.
Yeah.
And she pushed the big, like, shiny black doors on number 23 open. And inside you feel carpet. Real, proper shag carpet. And that big kind of expansive, open lobby, almost. There's 2 sets of stairs that goes up to a landing. Just at the back of the lobby, there's a huge open fireplace burning away. And I'd say there's about 8 guards sort of stood in different areas. As you march into this room, and on the wall there's this huge like shield with a big blade, like a big dagger, with the signature hilt on it. And underneath it says, "The blade that shall never be dull."
Well, Tunk walks in and taking in the space, he just kind of bellows. He goes, "Ma! We need to talk!"
Oh, she grabs Tunk's hand.
It's
As
clink,
it, like,
clink,
Tunk pulls it off, like
Clink.
pulls his hand away from Oshi.
clink. clink. There's this like old, bent over woman dressed all in black stands on the top on the balcony above. What is it?
Tonk won't fall.
Of course you will.
Tonk won't fall.
And what's made you have a little change of heart?
Tonk got some pretty bad news today. And Tonk fancies beating someone nearly to death.
Ooh.
So that's what Tonk's gonna do.
It's very kind of you to come and tell me, give me a tip. But there's been a lot of bets already made.
What those people are gonna lose.
Not an option. So you forget, Mr. Tunk, that you think I give a shit what you think. It's a bad news, did you?
Yeah.
What happened?
It doesn't matter. Tonk won't fall.
You do a perception check, please, Oshi.
$17.
You notice that everyone seems to be getting just a little bit closer. Ever so closer.
Oshi places her hand on, like, grabs hold of like a fistful of Tunk's cardigan, just like like near the bottom of his back, and tries to pull him backwards slightly. At least she knows she's not strong enough to pull him backwards, but she wants him to feel her pulling him backwards.
So you lot, you smell new blood, a new cloth has arrived in Blackstar Lane, and you run to them. Disloyal. All of you. Now you come here saying you're going to not do what I say you should do.
Better to tell you than surprise you on the day.
Very true.
It is the last thing that I owe you.
You're wrangled in so much debt with me, you don't even know what it is. Who do you think pays for your training? Who do you think pays the rent? Those Minotaurs. There's like I think it's probably a Warforged just like creating sound effects in the background. There's everything around you ever since you got here in Blackstar Lane. Someone has been looking after you. And now I want my pay. Now, you're not going to fall on the third. Fine. But you're not done after this. You'll just run off to your new master, Elfon, won't you?
He's not my master.
You think so?
I know so.
This street owes my family. Before then, we had the corrupt, the disgusting City Watch who thought they could beat us and hurt us and extort us. We got rid of them. You owe us.
I don't know you nothing. Did you burn down Fats?
That's my business. It's not your
You're
business
not
whether I did
making
or
a-
didn't.
You're not making a good impression on the street.
They need to kneel.
Some people won't kneel. I can tell you that now.
You making a stand. Thumping
Yeah.
tonk.
I think I am.
You know what? Somebody make him kneel. And you see this kind of someone walks up, like brazenly walks up towards you.
There's a war coming on this street.
Come in. It's already here.
Still a choice. Now we can fight each other. We can fight Alphonse. But if we make too much noise, then we're all gonna get crushed.
What's all this we? You pledging?
I'm pledging to Blackstar Lane and the families that live here and the community that's been built.
Oh, how bloody fucking romantically heroic of you. It's the real world. There is no heroes. It's only villains. People like you do what you're told. Now fucking kneel.
No. I stand with Tunk.
You see people begin to get closer and closer. I suppose you, my dear, you've taken many jobs from me over the years.
And you've taken many percentages off me over the years. I think you'll agree I don't owe you anything.
I took what I was owed. And I expect you to be the one to understand all this, so talk some sense into these stupid boys, will you?
I will. We have a fight to prepare for though, Mar, I think.
As if you can get out of here alive.
What do we need to do to prove our allegiance to you? Do you need information of Alphonse? Because we both know I have spent a lot of time there.
Two things. What's he up to?
We can talk in private. We don't need the boys here for this.
No. Let's talk it out in the open.
And you
What does
trust
he want?
everybody in this room, Mar?
We're all family.
Okay, but if this puts me or my family in any more danger, then a lot of the other things will come to light. Where's Billy? He should be out here.
I've sent him on other business.
Alphonse is playing good cop and you're currently playing bad cop. We don't want the Night Watch to take back over, the City Watch to take over this place again. If anybody's dead, they'll be back. You're making yourself look really bad and letting him play the hero. We know what he's doing. So act accordingly, Mar.
Wise words. Right. Mr. Thumping Tunk.
Yeah.
You're gonna beat the hell out of him, yeah?
Yeah.
If you fail, I'll burn that little shop down. Lock the doors. And make sure nobody can come in and save you. Is that a deal?
Or you could just kill me now. I don't listen to you no more. Tunk does what Tunk wants. So no more deals, okay? You got enough people here. So come on, let's do this.
All right. Can you roll a perception for me? Can someone roll me a perception, actually?
Someone roll a perception.
I'm not doing it. Just my eyes are firmly on Mars right now.
13.
What's your AC, Tunk? 10.
I think it's probably quite a bit lower than that. 9.
9. All right, cool. This is going to go exactly where I wanted to go then. I think, Pups, you hear the sound before you see it. As you see a blade get thrown across the room. And I think, where's the best tendon to go for? That's going to really screw him up. Yeah, it cuts across the top of your wrist, Tunk, and you feel your whole hand go limp. And it's just nothing. You can't bring it together at all. As you struggle to kind of find a way to bring your hands together, as you realise this blade has cut the kind of tops of your tendons and fingers. And this slender human female kind of steps out of the shadows, and she just goes, and she's got 3 more in her hands. It's all right, Trish, calm down. Still need him to fight. You do know you're dying here.
Yep. But if you kill me, that's a pretty big person that you're killing on Blackstar Lane. And if all she said was right, you're not only going to have the Watchers to deal with, but also the City Watch. So if you're going to throw that dagger, make sure you don't miss next time.
Clever little fucker, aren't you?
Tunk doesn't do what you say anymore. So kill me in here, or let me walk out of the building.
She kind of begins to turn away, walk away. You are an enemy of the Blades.
Okay.
She steps out and the black doors kind of open up. And you see Trish sort of stood there with the 3 blades in her hands. That's it. Run it along.
Oshi shouts to Ma and says, "Tell Billy I'll be around to see him for that chat he wanted to have with me."
You will not speak to Billy. And that's the last thing you hear. And she kind of like that click, click, click of her walking stick kind of echoes in this room. You guys leave through the front door out onto the street.
Tunk collects his hammer from the front door and is holding it in his good hand as his other kind of limp one trails to his side.
And as you kind of get to the street, the black doors close and you see that there's like somebody stood in front of it. He kind of breathes in a big breath and then sort of shouts out to the street. It's like, these three are off limits. No food, no water, no beer, no jewelry, no jobs, no bread. And he starts like going through every single service that the whole of Blackstar Lane does, including shops that are now burnt down. So he also says no tobacco. But they go through the whole list of every single shop of services that you're not allowed to have anymore. He then turns his back on you. There are a few shopkeepers, mainly on the north side. So that's your side, where the Price is Right is. So that would be, let's go through the shops actually. Yeah, so that would be the coffee shop, Cobblers, so that's Burton Stocks, the Wicker Man. I'd say the market kind of stallholder, which is Gorn Stoneheart. He's the kind of the guy who runs the market. Harmonies, so the Cromwell. Dr. Hookie. And then, of course, you see Baragon as well, who looks at you, or she, as he smiles first, winks, and then they all begin to turn their back on you across the street. The other side of the street, they don't seem to as much. You see Madame Vigine across the road, and she kind of just stares, keeps looking at you. You see the Loos across the road. They kind of raise a blade to you, oddly enough. And it feels as if there might be a divide. South and north Blackstar Lane. As we're going to go to a little break.
Oh,
Oh my. Tunk.
Can't tell me my whole family has died.
Mate,
Then-
you are my hero. I love Tunk. Tunk is my hero. Sorry, Tunk.
Oh well.
You have another family.
I know. How long we all live is a different story.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you saw. You did catch the your perception check, Goshi, because that could have got really nasty. It was literally like, oh, if she doesn't make this perception check, she might get grabbed and then like kidnapped, and this could get really fun.
oh.
Wow, you've made your claim then. Ooh.
Kind of made for you, wasn't it?
Yep. Sorry, you two. And
Yeah,
Baggy.
man. It is that thing, isn't it? Do what your character would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting that you blamed Ma for it.
No, it wasn't blaming Ma. It was Tunk doesn't speak for people, or Tunk doesn't do what people say anymore.
Gotcha.
So it was the last act of kindness. I think he felt he deserves the blades. And also, in that state of grief, things become so out of focus, and also like
Yeah.
incredibly sharp focus as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is that seemed like the logical step.
Love your Tunk.
Epic.
Love your Tunk. All right, guys. So we're going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll get into this fight, which I think is going to be quite fun.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes, and then we've got some other bits and pieces to kind of sort out for the play as well. But we'll see you guys in about.
Just before we go, we've had quite an influx of new people today. So, yeah, we will be back in a couple of minutes, but please do hit the subscribe button. I think it's mostly on Twitch. So, yeah, hit the subscribe button so you don't lose us when we go back. Sorry, Joe. Back to you.
Always. You always have a chance to say that. And, of course, say hello, and we'll have a whisper at you when we get back. All right, guys. See you in a bit.
Bye.
In a second.